Good afternoon. I am doing well. Thank you for asking, Fong. And sorry I started late because I was responding to a student email. Okay. So let me share screen, and I am glad that 18. I have 18 submission for the personal essay final draft, and I have 18 submission as well for week 4 discussions forum. So I'll be able to get to these by Friday. I'll try to get to them ASAP. Meanwhile, as it says here, as it shows here that we have 2 assignments coming up. But let me go to module, week 5 module, and lead you through this module. Starting with week 5 required readings. If you have a question, please let me know as I talk about this. The videos are here again for you to watch, especially The Great Debaters, a really good movie that will teach us about rhetoric. Now, if you don't know what rhetoric means, these other videos will help you understand what that term is. We are looking at part 2, chapter 8 and 9 on writing well, and this short article called Weaving Storytelling into Breaking News. And we continue to read our selected memoir. That reminds me that I need to go and confirm and assign the groups for the memoir. So let me go to that discussion and open up the task description for that semester-long memoir project. Is it here? Hold on, let me. It's in the other one, isn't it? Anyway, this is not the right one. So it's I think it's week 3. Hold on. There we go. So I will create groups now. If people aren't signed up by this point, they'll have to contact me and request some assistance with this task. So I'm going to have Shayla and Alex work together. Okay, so but as you can see, the glass castle is good to go. Fernanda, Avi, Lillian, Billie Jean are together in the group for that memoir. Fong and Lee and Vivian and Tan will be together in a group for Still in Buddha's Dinner. My Beloved World, Liliana, Alexis, and Jasmine will team up. So we have Alex and Sheila to decide. So I need to send them a message later on. Let me see if I could create the chat, the group here. So it will take a minute. Group set. Still in Buddha Dinner. Oh, whoops. I'll create the group manually. Okay, so I said that Lee Fong will be here. Oops, plus. Oops, I think I need to change this. How do I change that? Hold on. Edit. This would be the semester long memoir project. Maybe I'll do it myself. Okay, I'm gonna add group now. This would be stealing Buddha's dinner. So I would drag the people in this group who signed up for that book, Vivian and Tan. Okay. Okay, now this group has 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Now I'm gonna add another group called the Glass Castle. And those students, Fernanda, Avi, and Billie Jean. Billie Jean, Fernanda, and Avi. Yeah, Avi Summon. Okay, so that group has 2 people. Then I'm gonna go to create my beloved world group. And that group has Liliana, Alexis, and Jasmine. Liliana, Alexis, Jasmine, where is she? And Alex and Sheila will need other people to sign up for their group. So this means the people who have not signed up for a group by the end of this week will appear on either my early alert report or will be dropped from the course. Okay, so you need to, if you are watching this video, you need to sign up for a memoir by putting your name up here. Okay, and you cannot be by yourself, like Alex and Sheila cannot be by themselves, using any of these. So they have to choose another one, or other people have to join them. So please sign up for a course for your book. Sorry, not a course, but for your semester-long memoir project. Okay, so these people, meanwhile, that who I've just grouped are good to go. You should be reading your memoir continuously at this point. Week 8 is when you put together your first presentation slides. Okay, you're not gonna present the slides, but you need to be working on them. And the first submission would be week 8. That would be when I would expect you to have read roughly the first half of the memoir. Okay, so that's why it's important that you continue to read it, even though I don't assign the specific chapters. Now I'm going to go to talk about week 5 discussions forum. So if you have questions on the semester-long memoir project, you can pause and ask me and let me help you some more. If not, I'm going to assume everything is good and I'm going to move on. Okay. The first task for this forum is also a peer workshop, very similar to the one that you did last week on the personal essay. But this time we're working on the letter to the editor, and that draft needs to be done by Friday. So we're using this peer review template to give feedback. Okay. And the task description page has the instructions that I went over, including the link to the template that you can use to write your own letter, and it has detailed instructions. Remember that a pre-write and an outline like this. This is an outline. Are required. A pre-write is a summary of your selected editorial article. Okay. Again, in order to modify this template, you need to sign into your Drive using sign into your own Google Drive, and then click File and click Make a Copy, and that's how you create your own copy, so that you can modify this document. Okay, I hope that makes sense. When you click a copy, you have to change the name. So maybe change your name to your name, and then put it in the appropriate folder, and then click OK. And that's another window will pop up, and that's when you have created your copy for you to edit and make changes. So use this template to compose your outline and then write your draft based on these instructions in the brackets here. Okay. For example, if you decided to go with the New York Times because that's where you found the editorial, so you can just leave it here like this, and then you need to find the address and the city and the state of this magazine to put it there. So Google searches will be your friend, okay, to find this information. This is the information on how to submit it once you are ready to submit, but we're not here yet. That said, I was trying to find the address for this. Okay, so that's the address that you would use for the New York Times in that space right there. Whoops. I'm in the wrong document. Let me close that out. Close that out. There. Okay. So the letter to the editor assignment is due this Sunday. The final draft is due this Sunday, but the rough draft is due by Friday, so that pairing can occur. And once I pair you, you can use the template. You can use the template to give feedback to your peer. So I'll pair you up with another person or with a 3-person group. Very similar to what we did. Okay. Do you have any question about this task? Okay. Now this task right here is a reflection on writing the personal essay. So choose any 3 of these bullets and answer them. Okay, and post those responses. The discussion question is your answer to this question, or these questions. Sorry, these questions, and they pertain to part 2 of chapter 8 and 9 in the book on writing well. Okay, so that's on writing well, chapter 8 and 9. It's just a way for me to encourage discussion after you have read on writing well, and those 2 chapters are equally interesting and informative. Yeah, you can, yes, Phong, you can answer the reflection questions in bullet form. So you don't have to worry about making a paragraph. Just answer the questions however you like using bullet form, okay? So, but indicate that, you're answering to this question by copying and pasting it into the reply section so that I know which question you are responding to, okay? Now, this last task is time consuming because it demands that you need to have watched the great debaters. Crap! I can't get that anymore. I believe the great debaters is available on Netflix. If you have an issue finding this movie online to watch, please let me know, and I'll be able to point you to some place. I believe it is also available on YouTube, but the format of this movie is ugly on YouTube, so it's not really good on YouTube. However, I believe you can find it online as well to watch for free. So once you've watched it, oh, this one? Yeah. This discussion questions on the book on Writing Well, because this week I've assigned chapter 8 and 9 for you to read, right? So after you have looked at these two chapters, then you are able to answer these questions, okay? Because chapter 8 and 9 discuss the importance of writing short paragraphs and how to end an essay, and the importance of integrity for a nonfiction writer. Okay, so in order for you to respond to these questions, you need to look at those chapters and respond to them. And so the handout that I was about to show you, the link is here, and you need to again make a copy so that you can type directly in it. After you're done responding to all the questions about the movie here, then you click share and then just post, or you can copy and paste. Okay, you can copy that and then paste into reply, right? And then start answering your questions. Okay. The main characters are in the movie Mr. Tosin, James, Henry Farmer, I think, Jr., I believe that's his name, Samantha Brooke, and Henry Lowe. Okay, so those are the main characters of this movie. If you have not watched it, you should, because it's really good, and it will teach you a whole lot about the art of persuasion or rhetoric. So after you're done with every task, then you respond to your to other classmates. That's how you would get to earn 40 points for this assignment. Okay, so next, this is the rubric for the letter to the editor, and I'll be using it to grade your letter, final draft. So looking at it will enable you to know how to target your letter to get an A. This is again the same handout that I shown earlier for the peer review, okay, for the peer workshop. And this is the assignment thread where you would submit your final draft of the letter to the editor here on Sunday, or by Sunday before 11:59 p.m. Okay, so the letter should only be 1 page long, but if you go beyond a little bit beyond about a page, that's okay. So use the template that I provided, but you need first to find an editorial. So I would I probably at this point I would probably use Google searches for this. Okay, so let's see what I can find on abortion. You need to select editorial articles, not here. This is an editorial. It says editorials, and it's about abortion. It's related to abortion. So this would be a fantastic editorial to choose because it is recent. It was published in January this year, and it is an editorial article. It's not a regular or any kind of other kind of articles, but editorial. It's short enough for you to summarize it, and it's on the right controversial topic. This is what I get when I don't have enough sleep. I lose my ability to speak clearly. Anyways, so use Google search and search for editorials on your controversial topic. Okay, the one that you selected. So hopefully you'll be able to find something as recent as this year. If not, last year is okay. 2016 is okay, but not anything older than 2016. And be careful of choosing the wrong article. Okay, so this is not an editorial right here. This is not an editorial. This is op-ed is okay. It's part of editorial, but it's not really a good choice. So this is a regular article. It's not an editorial, okay? This is an editorial because it would say editorial. So this one is good, this one is good, okay? So be careful with that because you don't want to choose a non-editorial article to respond to. If you do that, you will not have any credit for this assignment because you fail to follow instructions and you don't choose the correct article, and so your letter is not a letter to the editor but a letter to a regular article, a regular news article or whatever else. Okay, letter to the editor is only for the op-ed or the editorial section of the newspaper. Okay, does that make sense? Any question about that? Okay, click next once you are ready and we're done with week 5. So I'll put up week 6 next Monday. But for now, week 5 is, yes, to get full credit, you need to, not to get it published, but to submit it, to submit it to the newspaper that published the editorial article. For example, if you chose this editorial to respond to, then your letter must be submitted to the New York Times. Okay. And earlier I showed you the link on how to submit. Okay. So once I've graded your final draft, once I've given you a grade and like I say that this letter is good to go or something like that, then you can go ahead and look at your draft again to catch any last minute mistakes, and then you can just submit it by emailing it here. Okay. Once you've emailed the New York Times, they will send you an automatic reply saying that they received your letter to the editor and they thank you for sending it in. That would be your submission evidence. So week 6, discussion forum, there will be a task on it that will ask you to post your submission evidence. So what you do is you just take a screenshot of that submission evidence and then you post it. So that's how you would get full credit. Not full credit, but that's how you would get maximize your credit for getting for doing the letter and satisfying this assignment. Yes, but if you have your letter published, you get 20 out of 20 automatically, and a boost to your ego and the bragging rights. So you can brag about it with your friends and your family, because it's really hard to get your letter published. At this point, no extra credit for this assignment, but I am encouraging people to submit. Here's an extra credit opportunity. Evergreen has put out a call for submission, and I'm showing you the email right now. Okay, so if you want extra credit, you can submit your creative writing or your writing in general to Leaf by Leaf Literary Magazine. Okay, what I meant by creative writings is if you've written a poem in English or a short story or anything that could be considered literary, it could be a creative nonfiction piece, then you can submit it, by visiting this site and submit. Submission guidelines here. Follow the guidelines, and once you have submit, just ensure that I can see that you've submitted. Okay, so maybe after you submit, you come to a page where it says, "Congratulations, you have submitted your creative writing literary piece," and then you can capture that. You can screenshot that and show it to me, and then I'll give you extra credit. Now that's one layer of extra credit. I will post this email as a class announcement. Okay, so I'll publish this as an announcement to call for students to submit to Leaf by Leaf. Okay? If your submission is accepted and published, and they let you know that, and then you in turn let me know, then you will be awarded with another tier, another layer of extra credit. Okay, submitting is one layer of extra credit, and the getting it published is another. So two chances for you to earn extra credit by doing this. Okay, so this is an extra credit opportunity available, especially for this semester. Previous semesters, I had no extra credits for English 1A, but now, because of the college and the English department calling for submission, getting us to help them. So this is how you can benefit from getting extra credits. Okay, so I will clarify this in the announcement that I will send out later this week. But for now, you know that I've talked about it. I've informed you about it. So you choose to submit or not. It is extra credit for a reason. But yeah, that's all we have this week. Again, I will get to your personal essay later on this week as well as week 4 discussions forum. Those of you who have not submitted your work up until this point, I will need to, when I do the early alert, I think I showed it to you already previously. When I do the early alert, your name will appear on my report. Okay, so that there is a committee called Early Alert Committee who will make phone calls, who will try to email you trying to help you get back on track, trying to get you to submit your work, trying to get you to work with me, and maybe email me, or have me call you, whatever it takes for you to do well and be successful in English 1A online. Otherwise, come week 8 or week 7, I will start dropping people. I said that previously. I said that I would start dropping you this week, but I decided to give you a chance and have you be put on the early alert roster instead. Because as it stands right now, only 18 people are active submitting work so far. Okay, so if you've been doing well in the class, you don't have to worry about early alert. It's just for the people who have not done anything or done much with the class. That's a chance for EVC to reach out and hope to try to offer you some help, and hope that you will get back on track. Okay, online classes are not easy by any means. Okay, it's quite difficult. On the contrary, because you're on your own, managing your own time and regulating your own work and everything else. So it's difficult, and I understand that. But for some people, they think it's easy. It's not. Anyways, do you or Twee have any question or comments for me? Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me today so that you enable me to create this video. I have recorded this video and will share that this video on my YouTube channel. Thank you and take care. I'll be back online on Thursday. Bye.